Hello, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. I've changed my setup a little bit because I had some trouble. Well, not trouble streaming, but I had trouble after the stream when I went to one sec. Sorry, I had a noise playing. Um, yeah, I had trouble after my stream going back and editing for um like short form content. Oh no, are we lagging? Okay, we might be lagging a little bit. Oh, we're back. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had trouble editing it after because basically I want the stream to be the stream and I want the stream. Oh, now we're lagging there. Okay. So yeah, I had trouble editing it after, and because I had the different cameras set up like they are now. So although the overall camera was good enough quality, but when I started to zoom in and focus on specific things, the quality wasn't up to how I wanted. So I've tried another setup, but I'm not sure how it's gonna work because I've never done it like before. And last stream was my first stream. Actually, that reminds me, I need to change the title of the stream. Thanks.
I don't know if they're all right, but
Yeah, they'll be
it's
fine.
the only thing that they had.
I think they'll be fine. They look good.
5.29.
Okay.
So not too bad. They're just kids' pens.
Yep, that's what I wanted. Thank you very much.
I'll have some lunch now.
Okay. Right. So that's done. Yeah. So yeah, this is a new setup that I'm now trying, but this is only my second stream. I've been kind of trialing it this morning, and sometimes it gets a bit laggy, so I might have to like disconnect and then reconnect, and then it's fine again. So we'll just see how we go. But I don't want to waste any more time. So the buttons that I've kind of marked, like there's one, where can you see? So the buttons that I've kind of marked, like one. See now this camera is laggy. Hang on. See now this camera is laggy. Okay, that's better. So just hang on 1 second. Sorry. So sorry. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I just kind of had to choose between. Well, I kind of have to choose between. Do I want the good quality recording so that I can do YouTube and Instagram, or do I want good quality stream? Problem is, I want good quality both. Um, the whole reason that I'm here and doing this is because I wanted to involve people in the fashion design, clothes making process. And I like to have the stream because it's really in real time, it's detailed. I can explain everything that's going through my head at every moment. But I know not everybody has time to watch like a 4 hour stream. So then that's when the shorter videos that I edit from the stream, which is basically like a refined version of the stream, and that's when they come in because some people I know it's like really hard at the moment with having to work for like the whole week, not having any time for yourself, let alone to watch a 4 hour stream that someone else is doing. So for those people who maybe only have like they want to be informed and learn, but they don't have time to watch the 4 hour stream. They might only have like a few minutes before work. So that's why I want to then do the short recordings after. So I don't know. Hopefully this will be okay. Anyway, let's get started. So last time I marked the buttons here, if you can see these crosses, and for some reason both sides started 10 centimeters from the top. So last time I marked the buttons here. So there's like a cross here. Why is it? Oh, hang on. I know why. That's much better. Yeah, anyway, so I'm kind of getting used to all this technology, and also everything I'm doing is connected wirelessly. So I don't know if that's got something to play. I mean, technology is not my expertise, so I'm just trying my best. So we have like some crosses here on this side for the buttonholes and some on this side, but I started them up here at the top and I did it like 10 centimeters down, 10 centimeters down, but for some reason, by the time you get to the bottom, these are higher than these. And I was thinking, it doesn't really matter, it's only like a centimeter. But really, I think I had an idea to make these panels reversible so that you can flip. Sorry, for some reason I didn't have my mic connected to this scene. So basically, yeah, I want this panel to be reversible, but in order for it to be reversible, it needs to be symmetrical. I'm just not sure why it's not. Honestly, I'm not actually sure. Just gonna measure again. So for some reason, so that is 10. That's not quite 10. I'm wondering if it's because these are different. My theory was that because this is a straight line and this one comes out a bit, but it shouldn't because they both were measured from a center. Anyway, let me just check. So that's 119. And that's 117. So that's 119. Just gonna check. Just gonna check. $117. Just give me 2 seconds, literally. So that was 117. This is 118. And then I think on the other side, I think it's okay. So this side is 16. And then 16. So this side will work. Because all the buttons are at the same point. I'm just gonna lay this one over because we know that these two are okay. And then I can have more room. Actually, I might even just put these on the ironing board for now. So 119. I think I know why. $117. I think it's because this is the back, and as it goes towards the center back, it curves upwards. So, just trying to think. So that's basically just over 117. And that is 117. I line them up. Okay, I am thinking maybe sorry, I'm just not quite sure yet, so when I figured it out, I'll explain it. Okay. That's like that. That's like that. I am just going to take tiniest little bit off the top. If you can see here where the scissors are we lagging? Yeah, kind of. So here where the scissors are, it's slightly higher, and I am just going to trim that off like that. That's probably just a little bit of inaccuracy from somewhere. Sorry. There we go. It is fine. Okay. Hopefully it's fine anyway, because I don't actually know what you guys can see. Yeah, basically what I was saying is this bit here, I'm literally just gonna trim it off. Okay. Okay. So they are both the right lengths. It is just because this comes upwards. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off from the top here, however much the difference is. And then remark, and they should be in line. I think it's only going to be about a centimetre difference. $17. And then this is says 19. Is there a 2 centimetre difference? It doesn't look like 2 centimetres. Sorry, let me just measure one more time. That is 17. 117. This is 119. So I can either take a bit off the top or a bit off the bottom. So that's the top, that's the bottom. I'm wondering if I should just take a centimetre off each. That would work, I think. So that is definitely 10. And that is definitely 10. If I made that 11 and took that centimetre off there, that would all be in line. And then I could move all the buttons down a centimetre. Buttonholes, sorry. And then, so that is 8.5. And then that is 7.5. So if I did move them all down, that would be 7.5 as well. Let's just try that. It's always better if you're gonna take stuff off, because when I measured there was 2 centimeters difference, which makes me feel like I need to take 2 centimeters off. But then when I check again, I'm wondering whether maybe just a centimeter off would be fine. So it's better to take the little amount off first, because you can always take more off. So if I take 1 centimeter off and then I need to take another centimeter off, I can do that. But if I take 2 centimeters off, it's harder to then add a centimeter back on. I know this is a little bit confusing and complicated, especially if you've not done pattern cutting before. But I did debate, because I'm not a pattern cutting expert. I mean, I did it at uni and that's about it. But I kind of know what I'm doing, and this is confusing to me as well. So I debated whether I should bother and just leave the pattern how it was and have them unlined. But then the whole reversible aspect was like, I really wanted it, so that's why I'm doing it. Hopefully it works out. What are you trying to do? Where is he?
I want to take a photo of his teeth.
Where is Ernie?
He's under the table.
Ernie, what are you doing under the table?
Here.
Okay, so I took a centimetre off there, and now I'm going to just try and remark these buttons and see. Actually, before I do that, no harm in measuring one more time. So it's 118 there, and it's 117 there. Also, because I took a centimetre off here, I'm also going to take a centimetre off from here as well. And also, I've just realised there is a cross here, which shouldn't be there. Don't know when that got there. Anyway, let's take the centimetre off here before I forget. But we still want it to come up to this point here. So we want the centimetre off this edge because we took it off this edge, but we'd want to keep this bit the same. So we just want to go like that. I mean, at the moment now, it's only really a centimetre out, and I think that we could quite easily disguise that. But also, it's just bugging me, like, why it's not 100% lining up, because it should be. So now that's 9, and that's 9, but we're going to add another centimetre. Which is going to make it 10. And then that is 9.5. That is 9. Okay, wait, that's 8.5. And that is 9. We can sort of tell if oh, hang on, let me just make sure this is pulled right up. Okay, that does kind of line up. Going from eye, I'm wondering, do I need to take Okay, what I'm gonna do, which might make it easier, is I'm just gonna mark the 2 centimetre line because all these buttons are 2 centimetres away from the edge. And then it's gonna overlap by 2 centimetres. So if I do that, I could actually overlap it and see how everything is lining up. Just show you what I'm doing. So there's a 2 centimetre mark, 2 centimetre mark here, and I'm just marking the line 2 centimeter away from the pattern edge, and it should go through where these crosses are, because these crosses were originally marked on a 2 centimeter line on the original block before I traced the pieces off. Now I'm going to go down again. Okay, we're not laggy, good. I'm going to do this in brown pen, and I'm going to mark, I'm going to mark 10 centimeters down. Just bear with me whilst I think about what I'm actually going to do. So, yeah, I'm just thinking about it because I don't want to mess it up, basically. I'm going to measure one more time. Let's actually measure this line, this 2 centimeter line. Ooh, pen fell on the floor. 118 and a half. And then let's go and draw the 2 centimeter line on this side. I need a bigger table. Okay. So this line on the back piece is 118. This line here, 118. Okay, I think we're okay now. I think I can just mark them a centimeter lower, and that'll be okay. I am literally just going to do that. I'm going to mark them in a thicker pen so that I can see them easier and you can see them. I actually brought some different paper because if you didn't see the last stream, I really struggled to be able to see because this paper has got dots and crosses on already, which usually I think is a good thing. But then when I start to add like a cross here, like this one, and then to add then another piece over it, and it's very hard to see because I can see that cross, that cross, that cross, that cross. There's just like so many crosses that I don't know if I'm marking the right cross or not. So I got some here. This is just greaseproof paper or baking paper, and like that is so much easier to see. So that is what I'm going to use. Also, just want to explain what this 2 centimeter mark is here. Basically, when it overlaps like that, the two crosses, which when this one moves down a centimeter, it will, or will it? Or will it? See, when I was marking it before, now I can actually overlap the pieces and see how they actually fit. So that fits okay. Just not sure if the crosses line up. So I've overlapped it, and both the 2 centimeter lines are on top of each other. I think the crosses do line up. So if you can see, that cross should be lining up with that cross. And it's slightly out. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix that. I really hope I can get on to actually doing some sewing for this today, but I'm starting to think that maybe it's going to be pure pattern cutting. Because also what I need to do is the vertical paneling. No, the horizontal paneling. This is the vertical paneling that I'm just finishing now, but I've also decided to add some panels across this way so that the height could be adjustable as well as the width, because people are different heights. And again, if you missed the last stream, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a pattern for a pair of trousers that is going to fit anybody. So, quite a challenge. Let me just think what I'm doing again. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark these a centimetre lower on here. That all looks fine on this side. That's 10. That's 10. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm just going to try and fold this and see. Because if we can make this symmetrical, and then we'll just make the other panels fit. Okay. So, kind of symmetrical. What I'm going to do is I am going to trim it. I'll probably do this with the front piece as well. And really, if this pattern works, it could be a pattern that I could digitize, and if anyone else wants to make it, they can make it. Obviously, I'll go and do a better tutorial that's not so complicated, because I know this is confusing, but it's not confusing really, but it's because I'm in the process of figuring it out. Once I've figured it out, it can be explained simply, but this is just the behind the scenes of how I'm figuring it out from the very, very start, like the first ever time that I've made a pattern. But once the pattern's good, I can have some clear instructions of how to make it. And this can be something that can be, well, I'd make it again, and if anyone else wants to make it, they can make it for themselves. So I'd like to actually be able to release the pattern. So yeah, basically, I want to make it perfect. I'm going to do the 2 centimeter mark down this edge now. Just wondering whether that is 10. That's 10. So if we go with the left side here, because this is the side that is lining up better, and I'm going to mark in brown these crosses. Don't know whether you're going to be able to see it on the camera. Okay, I'll try this view. Oh wait, we're laggy. Hang on. Sorry, look, see? Now it's fine. So, unfortunately, that's just what we're going to have to put up with. I don't know how else I can do it other than just to keep refreshing the camera. So we've got this cross marked here, and then I'm just going to go and mark the rest of them on that 2 centimeter line like that. Even here, some of the crosses aren't on the 2 centimeter line. Okay. Now, if I mark the crosses also on, so I've just marked them down this edge here, and now I'm going to go mark them on this edge of this other piece. Now, what I should be able to do, should I mark the 2 centimetre line on that piece? Why not? Let's mark the 2 centimetre line. I feel like it'd be easier to have it on there. You're probably watching this right now and thinking, what on earth is going on? What on earth are you doing? So, hopefully, it'll all make sense in the end, is all I can say. Okay, so we've got our 2 centimetre line here and our 2 centimetre line here. And essentially, the way it's going to go together is that there's going to be buttons here on these crosses. And then if we line it up there, these crosses should, I should have checked it first really before doing it in pen. But okay, so the crosses should line up, and they do. If you can see here, we've got our 2 centimetre line, which is lined up with our 2 centimetre line underneath, and then these crosses sit over the top. So that's okay. But the whole purpose of these trousers is to be adjustable. So that's just having one panel joined to another panel at one point. But to make it adjustable, these buttonholes, I've done more rows. So I've done 3 rows. So maybe it will help to do another 2 centimetre line. Let's do it. So now I'm going to do another 2 centimetre line. And this is going to be for the second row. So the theory is that we can this is one position, and then there's going to be a second row of buttons, which is going to go, and we can pull these in even more to make it smaller. So now these second row, I'll just show you close up. So I've now lined this second row with I've lined this second row up with this 2 centimetre on here. And then same again at the bottom. So I've lined up the 2 centimetre line on the button piece, which is the underneath piece, with the second row of buttonholes, which is 2 centimetres away from the first 2 centimetre line. And now these crosses again should be over these brown ones, which they actually are. I don't know if you saw that. So if I pull this back, see this cross here for this second buttonhole, and then if I pull this back, how it lines up with that brown cross underneath. So now I'm going to go and mark them. And I can just see kind of underneath here, now I'm using a brown pen. I'm just checking with each one that I mark that it's in the right place. So that's the second row of buttonholes. And now I'm just going to do the same thing again and get the third row, because I've decided we're doing 3 rows. These are going to be really size adjustable. So just going to move this piece over and line up that 2 centimetre line with the one on top, the new one that I've just drawn. And then I'm just going to check that that's on there. And then that cross is not quite lining up. If I show you closely. So that's the new line. And then that's the cross. It's just slightly off. So let's see what it's like at the bottom before I... Slightly off at the bottom as well. So at the bottom, it's maybe like 3 millimeters off. Let's see. And then, yeah, about 3 millimeters off there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, because it's such a small difference. I'll show you this closely. So I don't know if you can see, we've got cross here, and then just there is our other cross. So it's like 1 point there, 1 point there. I'm just going to mark these right in the middle. So then it's only a millimeter out either way. Okay. Now, what I'm kind of hoping is that if I just fold this in half, I can line up the crosses that we just made onto this side. Like that. Show you close up. So just marked them through here, these ones. The ones I'm following is this one, and then you can kind of see it here, and then I'll mark these also on here, like that. And they are about a centimetre below the other lines, which I was just going to lower them a centimetre. If you can see the original, and then the brown is the new ones, they are about a centimetre less, and I was just going to lower them a centimetre, but I'm glad I've gone through this process, and now I know that it's symmetrical. I know that it can be reversible. So I just marked the wrong ones again. So here I just marked these top ones accidentally, and I should have marked the bottom ones. So I'm just going to quickly go onto this side and do them. And then I may as well do these as well. Probably should have rubbed the pencil ones out first, because now we've ended up with even more crosses. Hopefully this will be a bit clearer when I trace it onto plain paper. Don't know why I did that, don't need them on yet. Okay, hopefully that's all right. It looks all right. It looks a lot better. I'm a lot happier with it. We've just got to check it against this side. And then if that's all right, we should be good to go. I'm just going to rub out these pencil crosses. Okay, good enough. So now what we want to check is that also one thing we could do to check, can never check too much. So obviously we've checked these that line up with this, and it does. And then if we want to make it reversible, let's just flip it over and check that they line up on this side as well. For some reason, let's line them up so that they are lined up. Okay, they're lined up. What's just confusing me is this little extra bit up here. Sorry, someone's just calling me. It was an unknown number, so they can wait. Let's show you what I mean. Can you see up here? It's like a little bit additional, and that was throwing me off. So again, I am just going to trim it. I tried to calculate everything mathematically, but it didn't work. So now we're trimming. Okay. Lines up. Lines up. Lines up. Lines up. Lines up. And lines up. Okay, that lines up. To be honest, I am gonna draw all the pattern markings on this side of the pattern as well, just to make it easier. So, because I've already got the crosses on here, apart from those crosses, which I accidentally made a mistake. Just gonna try and look for my white paint pen, and then I can don't know where it is. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit of masking tape over them. I just don't want to get confused at any point. Basically what I've just done is put a bit of masking tape over the crosses so that only the brown crosses are the crosses that I'm following. Okay, so we've checked the first row, and before we check the next row, I'm going to do my 2 centimeter lines. So just move that piece out the way. 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. This should go through the crosses. Everything's been done right. Then we're going to go and do another one. And then finally the third line, which is where the third row of buttonholes are. Okay, now we'll just check it against here. Suddenly I've stopped being able to hear myself because I was playing my stream on my phone. So because I wasn't sure whether if it was working or not. So I was having it on my phone just to check that it was actually playing, and now I've stopped being able to hear it, so I don't know if my stream's still working or not. Give me a second, sorry, I'm just gonna have a look. Okay, we're all good. It's just stopped working on my phone, but it's still working on my other phone. So I think it's a problem with my phone, not the stream. So I have a spare phone, which I was just using to make sure that the stream was actually working, but it stopped working on that phone. And I checked it on this phone and it's still working. So we'll just carry on. Right, let's check the second row lineup. Sorry, my camera disconnected again. Are we laggy? We're laggy on the camera, hang on. Okay, we're all good. I don't know how to stop it doing that. Okay. So we're now checking this second row. So lines up there. I'll show you on close up. See if we're pulling it back, those crosses line up with the crosses underneath. And then checking it for the third row. Lines up. Lines up. Okay, all lines up. Thank God for that. So let's just turn this back over. What just fell on the floor? Oh, my tape measure. I don't think I need it. Now what we want to do is we want to check this. I think I'm going to need to move these down a centimetre. Or maybe even more than a centimetre. So I'm just lining up this back piece and overlapping it with this piece. get rid of that. Whoops. Get rid of that side piece. And then $2 cm. Okay. 2 centimeters lined up there. And 2 centimeters lined up there. Okay. Right, brown pen. I don't know where my brown pen went. Is it on the floor? I'm gonna get another pen. Oh, I do have another brown. That's good. Okay. Oh my god, that scared me. That actually made me jump. Okay. Also going to mark these 2 centimeter lines on this side of this. Now we know that this back piece. Also, let's just so you can see how, because I've trimmed bits off the side and then I made it symmetrical. So now there's a whole hump in the middle, and I'm just going to get rid of that hump. And then, because we haven't done it on this side yet, we'll just mark the 2 centimeter lines. Thinking about it, it would have been a lot easier to do the panels as a rectangle. And I don't know why I didn't do that. I was just worried it wouldn't fit. because I wanted to stick to the pattern, and the pattern had the legs go wide at the bottom for some reason. And I didn't think it would matter, but I didn't want to risk it. But now I feel like maybe I should have risked it. Get rid of these pencil ones. Now they're irrelevant. Okay, let's just check it. So this line will line up. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Try this again. Right. Okay, so the crosses all line up. Problem is, because there is always a problem, so it seems, that this bit sticks out and this bit sticks out. Here, I'll show you. So here at the bottom, here we have a bit here. And we also have, God, sorry, just moved the microphone as well. We also have a bit here at the top. So again, to fix these, I feel like I feel like we just need to. Should I just do it? There we go. And then here, what should we do at the bottom? I'm done being technical. Okay, now we've solved this dilemma and these bits are all okay. I'm just gonna have a break for about 5 minutes and then we'll be back. And then we'll just check everything on that side. And then once that's all good, we'll start working out the horizontal, how we're going to divide it up this way. Because what I've noticed is now that I've like trimmed stuff off here and there, you can see, well, to be fair, it does kind of line up still, these lines. Here at the knee. And then if this piece, hang on, let's just actually overlap them and see whether they do line up still. So yeah, to be fair, that line does kind of line up still. What I'm checking is these horizontal lines. I'm just checking that they still do line up, which they do. But then I'm just thinking as well, I'm sure if I go over like this to the shortest configuration, or the smallest configuration, and we've still got a bit here. Am I going to have to trim more off? So this is when it's now on its shortest, and here we've got, so I am thinking about just taking it off the centre back. I wanted to try and keep the centre back where it was, but I think losing a centimetre on the centre back isn't going to make a difference. So let's just do it. Guys, I don't know what I'm going to do if I do all of this and then the pattern doesn't work. Okay, I actually don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, took that off. That's all good now. And then, but now you can kind of see how these lines don't quite match up anymore. But wait, do the crosses even match up? That needs to be down a little bit. Okay, maybe the lines do match up. So that needs to be like that. That needs to be like that. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe they do. And then if we put this one on the shortest, which should be put one in the middle there. Right, so we overlap this one now to its shortest, which would mean that it goes like that side, and then this side. Like that. Check all those line up. Check all that lines up, that lines up, that lines up. To be fair, I think we could just do it. This line does line up. So I'm thinking I'll just measure a certain point this side, a certain point this side, and then we'll just create a panel there. And then if we create a panel there, yeah, maybe like, I don't know how big yet, but then because this is the side, so if there's a panel here, we can still have a pocket, like pockets here and a pocket up there. So yeah, that's all done. I am going to take a break quickly, have something to drink. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay. So these pieces are kind of done. These two pieces are done. I'm just thinking, well, I'll tell you what. We'll check that side first before I was like, shall I just mark on here and start doing the horizontal? But we will check that side first and make sure that is right. But that side looks right just from looking at it. Whereas this was obviously not. Well, I wouldn't say it was wrong. It would have worked, but we wouldn't have been able to have this bit be reversible, which now it is. And if I check everything, that should be the same amount of distance, 7.5, as this, 7.5. And then this one should be 7.25. This one, 7.5. Hang on. I think the reason that might be is because I've been trimming stuff off again. So let's just move this piece out of the way. I'm not taking anything else off any of the edges, but I am just going to straighten the hem like I did at the waist. Let's try that again. I mean, if it's only 0.5 centimetre, it's not going to matter. But again, I am a perfectionist and I want it to be perfect. 7.25. 7.25. 7.25. 7.25. Perfect. And then we check this one. This one is 9.75. Platform 9.75. 9.5. 9.5. Cool. And then, shall we just double check with the tape measure? Okay, 117. 117. 117. Come on. Don't let me down. 117. Yes. Okay. One sec, I'm just going to finish my drink because I'm thirsty. Hello? Right. Put the mic back. Yeah, I was just thinking that, I mean, I have a deadline coming up and I really want to try and get this done by then. Seeing as it's part of the project that I'm writing a report for, which needs to be done by the deadline. So I don't think I'm going to get around to sewing today, in all honesty. But what I want to aim for potentially is, and I don't know if I'll do it all in one go. Like I might stream for a bit longer, have a bit of a break, and then come and do another few hours in the evening. But or I've got all weekend as well, to be fair. So I could do it at the weekend. But what I'm trying to say is that what I'd like to get done today is this pattern and then maybe start cutting it out of fabric and get it cut out ready to sew, and then I can just start straight sewing next time. I also have some other like quite exciting project ideas to be doing. I know this is not the most entertaining thing to be watching, but it's really important to me. So, oh, I found that pen, by the way. Hello. Can you hear me? Because basically I was watching my stream on my phone and then it stopped working and I'm just praying that like it's actually working still because I can't watch it myself. Um anyway, what was I doing? Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, it's probably not making any sense anything that I'm saying because it doesn't actually make sense to me. But I think I'm figuring it out, so it's fine. Right. Let's measure and hopefully, if I'm lucky, this will all measure the same. Okay, 116. 116. 116. 115 and a half. I'm just going to do something. Oh my god. Don't talk about the live yesterday. I tell you what happened. I was like setting stuff up on my computer. I didn't even plan to go live. I was setting stuff up on my computer because I tried to edit some of the footage and it wasn't very good for like editing it after. So then I was like, oh, how can I like change all my like cameras and stuff? So you'll see now I've kind of like changed my camera. So we've got this one, and then we've got this one, and then we've got this one, which is my point of view, and then we've just got like this one, which also this one I'm going to use when I sew because I can just like rotate it and like, yeah. So, although I have to be careful doing that because I nearly dropped my laptop earlier. But what what happened is that I was setting up these new cameras and trying to get it all ready, and then I decided, oh, do you know what? I'm going to add some hotkeys so that rather than clicking all the options, I can just press like S to record, or like S to stream, R to record. So I set all that up, and then I went and did some other work on my laptop. And then I was like just typing stuff on my laptop, and obviously I must have typed like S or something. So I would just type S in my text, and obviously that, because I just set that up as a hotkey, that would start the stream, and I didn't even realise that the stream had started. And then obviously I pressed S and it stopped again, and then I pressed S and it started again, and yeah, I didn't even realize that I was streaming until after, and I was like, oh my god, how long was I streaming for? Luckily, it was just like the kind of like the waiting room screen that was on and not like any cameras or anything. Because I just didn't even know. I didn't even know that I was streaming, in all honesty. uh, so, what did I measure them again? Oh yeah, that was 115 and a half and the rest were 116. So I'm just going to be a little bit, shouldn't really do this in the rules of pattern cutting, but again, sometimes you don't need to stick to the rules. And I'm literally just going to trim what I'm guessing and hoping is 0.5 centimetre off the bottom of these. Now if we measure them again, they should all be 115 and a half. 15 and a half. 15 and a half. 15 and a half. 15 and a half. Cool. Yeah, I'm sorry. Honestly, I was like, I actually freaked out. I was like, what did I just stream? Now I'm just marking the 2 centimeter line for the overlap, and then I'm gonna mark the buttons on. I am tempted to not double check this piece because it looks right to my eye, but then at the same time I feel like I should check it, because even if it's only half a centimetre out, that could make the difference between it looking good and not. Let's just check. That's 10 centimetres down, and that is 10 centimetres down. Yeah, I think I'm going to be streaming a lot for the next week, because I've now got to the point of like my deadline's coming up and I'm stressing about whether I'm going to be able to get done everything that I want to. So let's line these up at the lines I just drew. Check that it's lined up there. And then these green crosses should go over the brown ones. Yeah, I say it's pretty good. Yeah, I think that would make me feel better, but you need to like record it and send it to me. To be fair, I feel pretty good now, because there was like, oh well, all week I've been like not feeling great, so that's why I haven't like streamed much. And every day I was like, oh, I'll stream tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes, it's like, oh, I really don't feel like it, I'll stream tomorrow. And then basically been saying that for like the whole entire week. And today I've finally done it, but also I was like, knowing that there was something that I wanted to change on the pattern and I wasn't quite sure how to do it. So it's like, not only was my mood putting me off streaming, but also it's like, it wasn't like going to be an easy thing to stream, because I wasn't sure with like how to go about doing it. So anyway, but I've figured it out now. Now I'm like got past that difficult bit, so I feel good. So I'm also going to do 3 rows of buttonholes on this front panel. So we can have it, it's going to be really adjustable, to be honest with you, because you can have it on any of the 3 rows of buttonholes on the front and the back. But also, say if you want it on the 3rd buttonhole on the back, but you want it on the 2nd buttonhole at the front, like there's going to be so many different ways to change the fit of it. Okay, let's just check these ones as well. Although I'm pretty confident that this piece is fine. Yeah. Cool. I'm essentially just repeating the process that I did for the back, but hopefully much quicker, because this piece doesn't need any adjusting, hopefully. So line up the liner buttonholes with the liner buttons. This is the 3rd line of buttonholes, and check that the marks still fit. Which they do. Now, do I fold it in half and check that it's symmetrical? Or do I just wing it? I think I'm going to check. Seeing as I've done all this work, I may as well. It's not going to take me too long just to check. Okay. Oh, it's actually perfect. Actually perfect. Cool. Pen. So I've just folded it in half and checking that these crosses that I've just marked match with these green ones. They mostly do. Some of them are like a few mils out. So I'm just gonna re-go over them and make sure that they are all in the right place. Not that I think it matters, but I think, well, I'm gonna do it anyway, just in case it matters, but I don't think it will. Okay, and just to check again, I'm just gonna do this outside one is 5.5. Then this outside one, 5.5. This one, just over 5.5. Just over 5.5. And then 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I'm thinking I probably will need to put more buttons at the top because this is quite a big gap. Or maybe what I'll do at the top, I'm not going to do it all the way down, but I might just do a little lace thing because I don't want sort of like when you move, like say if it goes like that and then there's like a hole. So, but we'll figure that out. Just bear with me 2 secs. Right. Before I mark them on in brown pen, once I've marked them on in brown pen, that is it. They are not being moved. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to do my 2 centimeter lines. And they should go through all the crosses. Okay, that all looks good, so I'm going to go and draw them on now with the brown pen. And then if we test that, let's get the 2 centimeter line on the edge of this side section. And then line up that line with the 2 centimeter line on the panel. And let's just mark these ones. I think they are in the right place by the looks of it, or ever so slightly. Again, it's maybe like 3 millimeters, probably not even that. I'm just going to go in the middle of the two. Okay. And then the way I'm just going to check is okay, they all line up. Shift it over to the next row. Cool. And then check the final row, which if anything is likely to be off, it will probably be the final row. Okay, that looks good to me. Did I check this side? let's just check it all together. So this would be it on the biggest size. That looks good. Bring it in to the next row. Okay. That looks good. And then to the final row. Okay, that looks good to me. Some of them maybe are like a millimeter or two out, but I think at this point it's not worth worrying about. So that is that it on its smallest size? Oh no, wait. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That still looks quite big. At the waist. Oh wait. Yeah, it is on the smallest size. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's fine because I'm going to gather the waist anyway. Yeah, because that essentially is a quarter of the waist up here. But hopefully now you can kind of see the concept. So that's it on the shortest. And then we can button it instead to here. And to here. And that's the biggest. And remember, that's only a quarter. So that difference is going to be times by 4 because this is the front. Actually, it's not a quarter. A quarter would be here, actually, because this piece is the side. And then let's just get the other pieces because I'm going to need the other pieces now anyway. Okay, where did I put them? yeah, so this piece is the side, so that would be like the side seam would go down here, but I've done it as like a one piece rather than having front and back separately, so that this whole side is just its own section, and then I can put the pockets down here is what I'm thinking. And then these are going to be the sections that you use to adjust it. So 3 rows of buttonholes on each side, so you can do it whatever size you want. And also, if you weren't here earlier, when I explained it, I'll explain it again, but these pieces are like symmetrical. So it's going to be like one fabric on this side and then one fabric on this side. So you can turn it over like that if you want to have a different colour there. And then I'm also thinking, because once it's all apart into pieces, because I want to do a height adjustable bit as well. So this here is the knee line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it across here and have it where you can make it a bit shorter as well. And then I'm kind of thinking that when it's in little panels, so like that's a panel, that's a panel, it's going to get a bit confusing as to how you put it together. Like, say if you take it apart, it's like, oh, well, now how does it go back together again? So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is that I'm going to do like, I'd already decided I was going to bind the edges, but I'm going to do like each edge in a different colour of binding. So along here, like this edge along here, if I do that green and then I do this edge green, then you know that the green binding goes together. And then like along here, I could do like orange, so that you know, like you must match the orange to the orange and the green to the green, and that's how it goes together. Yeah. Now I've just got to figure out how to do the height adjustable bit. I'm kind of scared in case it goes wrong, because now this I'm happy with, but now I'm worried I'm going to ruin it. Let's just measure and check these heights here. So that's 4.5. That's 4.5. That is 4 3/4. 4 3/4. 6.5. 6.5. 6.5. 6.5. Okay, that's good. I wonder why on the back it's 4 and on the on the back it's 4 and on the front it's 6. Let me just count how many down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's between 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's between 7 and 8. I don't know. I think maybe the back's just the back's probably got more fabric and the front's probably more straight, whereas the back's more curved. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be fine and it's still going to work. So now I've just got to think about what I'm doing again. So I think, I don't know. Sorry, I was just having a drink. So So this is the knee line, although my knee is probably more like here because I'm short, but let's just stick with this line. It doesn't really matter whether the panel's at the knee or not at the knee, in all honesty. I'm just thinking where would it be easier to put so basically what we want is we want the button, I want to put the buttonholes on this top section, and then how much do I want to take off? I think what I'm going to do, because I'm quite short, is that I'm going to go and get a pair of my trousers and I'm going to measure my inside leg seam. And then go a little bit shorter than that because I am short, but there are still people who are shorter than me. So 1 second, I'm going to go get something I can measure. These trousers are quite short on me as well. So I think we want, start from there, 68.5. I am going to add another panel on the bottom to have like a drawstring. So we'll call it 65. So basically I think we want the shortest length to either anywhere between 60 and 65. Let's say if we make it 65. I need to write this down somewhere. Shortest leg, 65. Okay. Now, let's measure. To be fair, I should probably also check if, although, yeah, I should probably check that the front and the back are the same, or do I need to? So I'm just starting from when I'm measuring. I'm starting from this point here because this extra is seam allowance, so we don't need to measure that. So 65 is there, and that's 84. So if we say if that's 85, 20, so somehow 85 is the longest. 85 is the longest. 85, well, 85 is, I'm going to say medium height. So let's just put 85 is somewhere in the middle. And then I don't know about the tallest. Might have to just quickly Google what the tallest men's trouser leg is. Okay, 97, I think. Well, actually, it says commonly the tallest men's trouser leg is 80. Wait, is my mic on? Yeah, cool. 38 inches. But then if you go to a specialist, you can get 40-inch if you're like 6'6". I'm just trying to think. I'd like it to be, obviously, I'd like everyone to wear it, even if you are 6'6". But then at the same time, there might be a limit as to how adjustable these can be. But also with this as well, there is the option to wear it as shorts. So even if you are 6'6", you can still wear it in the shorts option. Let's just see. 36, 38, and 40. I definitely would like to try and do 38. I don't know if I'll be able to do 40. Let's just see what that is in centimeters. 101. Maybe we could try and get it to 100. And right now, it is 85, which is kind of in the middle of 65 and 100. So 85 is going to be the middle. So this is the middle. And then what we really need is to be able to take out, I need to do some maths. We want it to be able to go between 65 and 100. I mean, it would be cool if it could be between 60 and 100, but again, that is like 40 centimeters difference, which is the length of this ruler. So there needs to be a way, if we put this ruler, this is at 85, and then we need it to go I'm just going to do the bottom, because again, I've just realised that because I stupidly didn't make the panels a rectangle, that as they go out, as I go longer, they're going to go out even more. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe just straightening it off from now, rather than it continuing that way. Just keep it now straight. If we say right, I'm not going to factor in the waistband to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go between, I'm going to go between, I just thought something in my head and now I've forgotten it. If I go, right, yeah, we're not going to factor in the waistband. Let's just say, for easiness, I'm just going to measure my waistband. But I want to make the waistband 5 centimeters. So that it's, yeah, 5 centimeter waistband will be good. So we're going to add that onto the top. So 65. Oh my god, there's way too many numbers right now. I'm starting to wonder whether I go away and think about it and then maybe stream again later. If not, maybe tomorrow, but I have work tomorrow, but definitely at the weekend. Because, yeah, I don't know how quickly I'm going to be able to figure out all these numbers. My mum's just got home. You alright? Yeah, but I think I'm just gonna stop now because I've sorted out the pattern for making it adjustable at the waist. Like here, I'll just show you. So these are the main pieces. So that's the side, and then this is the back, and then this is the panel that makes it adjustable. So you can like put this panel on, and that's sort of like the smallest that you can have it. But then there's 3 rows of buttonholes, so you can like pull it out. So that's it on the smaller, and then you can either you can have it like that, or you can like have it like that, if you know what I mean. And the same with this, like this can come out, and then that's sort of like it on the biggest. But now I'm just working out how to do the height. And I've sort of got like, well, I measured one of my trousers to get the shortest, and then took a bit off, and decided that I want the shortest thing to be 65, and then the longest needs to be either 95 or 100. But then it also needs to fall in the middle of those as well. So I think I'm going to probably end the stream and then think about it, because I don't want to try.
Shorts.
Huh?
Have shorts.
It is, you can wear it as shorts, yeah. There is the shorts option. So, but it'd be nice to have the trouser option for everybody, if it's possible. But that's just what I need to figure out. So I think I'm going to go and figure that out, and then do either another stream later if I figure it out quickly, or tomorrow, or I've got the whole weekend and Monday and Tuesday to do it. So yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
All right, I might speak to you later. I don't know whether I'll be live anymore. You probably just heard I'm need to think about what I'm doing, so I'm going to end the stream now. But thanks for joining me, and I'll definitely be live again sometime, either today, tomorrow, or over the weekend. So hope everyone is good. Hope this wasn't too confusing, and I hope that we can start to see the vision. Yeah, and I'll see you again soon.